Pokebabs! Hey guys, and welcome back to Pokebabs. And I'm pretty excited about this. So, if you haven't noticed, I like to play a lot of rogue decks. Show you guys some weird concepts that I'm messing around with, or weird legacy decks. And so, we're going to continue that trend here. And I've decided, so we all know Talonflame is pretty good, and we've seen it do really well in Greninja decks. The Greninja Break deck can be a little slow to set up, and Froakie is a fragile starter, and so getting the Talonflame with the Gale Wings here ability so that you can start with Talonflame, even though it's a stage 2, you can still start with it if it's in your opening hand. And so this has been probably best used in the Greninja Break deck, but I want to look at some more possibilities for where we can use this. And so I think I might start a little bit of a mini-series. You can call it like Talonflame Tuesday or something like that. I don't know, but we're going to look at some weird decks and see if Talonflame can make them a little bit more viable, some decks that require a little bit more setup, but that might have a chance with Talonflame. And today we're looking at a Delphox Break deck. Yes, I said it, Delphox Break. It is indeed a break off of a stage 2. So we'll look at what we've got here. We'll start with the Fennekin. Might not seem like much. It does have 60 HP, which is pretty decent for a starter. And then it's got Tail Whip, which is the only attack you're probably ever going to use with this if you really need to. For double colorless, you flip a coin if heads, the defending Pokemon can't attack. So there are ways around that, but it can be a good desperation move if necessary. We've got this Braixen, which has got the best attack here is probably Destructive Flame. For a fire, you do 20, and then you can flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy from the active. So that can be useful also in certain sort of niche situations. And then the Delphox we're going to be using is, I think it's the only other Delphox that is available in the standard format currently, and that is this Delphox with Psystorm. It's actually got 2 attacks. It's got Flickering Flames for 40, and your opponent's Pokemon is asleep, which is actually pretty good. Definitely helps when you aren't going to be able to get the big knockout with Psystorm, which is your main attack. For 3 colorless, you do 20 times the amount of energy attached to all Pokemon in play, and that is on your side and your opponent's side. So with right now, Max Elixir is a very popular card. Double Dragons, double colorless, special energy like that are really popular, and so your opponent's going to start playing down a lot of energy most of the time, and that only helps fuel Psystorm. So kind of a cool synergy there is that right now in the meta, your opponents are playing a lot of energy, and so it actually helps us fuel our own attack. We don't need to get as much energy on our side of the field. And then we've got Delphox Break, so it's a 4-2-4-3 line, so kind of crazy, funky line there, but the 3 Delphox Break are pretty nice. The main reason I actually like it is probably because of this HP boost. We do also have a nice ability with the Delphox Break, which says that a Flare Witch says that you can search your deck for a fire energy and attach it to any of your Pokemon. So definitely is useful when you get it out. But even with, like Garbodor doesn't really hurt this deck because you don't need Flare Witch, but it does help you fuel your attackers up. So we've only got the 8 basic Pokemon, or Talonflame is sort of essentially a basic Pokemon, and so roughly 50% of the time you should be getting a Talonflame start, which is good for you, obviously. In terms of other cards we've got here, I'll just hit some of the key ones. So our Ball Search is 2 Level Ball, 4 Ultra Ball, Level Ball for those Fennekin and Braixen, pretty good there, especially on the early turns. Ultra Ball is also nice because your other Talonflames are going to be useless after the first turn, so they're kind of just like free discard fodder, which is nice. We've got 4 of those. We're playing 4 Rare Candy because we do ideally want to evolve into Delphox using Rare Candy, but we do have the Braixen in case we need to go the slow way. We've got 1 Escape Rope, again, just for those niche situations. The cool thing is you can Escape Rope into a Talonflame and then retreat for free with the Talonflames. So that's nice. We've got a Super Rod to recover. A lot of times this is mostly recovering energies, but we do also want to try and get at least You know, start with a Talonflame and then get probably 5 Delphox attackers in a game. You may not need that many, but that's sort of why there's just one Super Rod. We've got 4 versus Seeker, 2 N, 4 Sycamore, a Skyla. Skyla is really good in decks that use Rare Candy, obviously, and it can be useful to get other tools as well. We've got 1 Lysandre. Could play more Lysandre if you'd like. And then, so in the Greninja Break deck, Bursting Balloon is a pretty popular card to play, especially when you can't get rid of tools right now by any efficient means. And so Bursting Balloon, if your opponent attacks into the Pokemon with Bursting Balloon attached, you put 6 damage counters on them, and then at the end of your opponent's turn, the card is discarded. So it can be good to either buy yourself a turn or put some initial damage onto a heavy or a high HP Pokemon, especially with Megas in the format. Another option would be to maybe play something like Faded Town, but it's more of a situational thing, so I think Bursting Balloon is nice. We've also got 2 EXP share. Retaining energy is important. Also, because Psystorm takes 3 energy, if you have an EXP share, you can move the energy with EXP share once your Pokemon's knocked out, and then just attach a double Colorless. So pretty nice there. And then our energy, we have 4 double Colorless, 7 fire. That should be enough there. Also just 2 Trainers Mail. Would like to fit in more Trainers Mail, but just the way I built the list at the end, I was like, well, we got 2 spaces left. I think Trainers Mail is a good fill for that. Again, especially in a deck like this where you want to be getting your rare candies, you want to be getting your level balls, maybe the tools you need, that type of thing. So we're going to go into a few games here and see how Delphox Break can do. Can it take down some of the big meta decks? Let's find out. Alrighty, so we're going to go into our first game here. Up against something. I bat a bad duel. The Lightning and Colorless deck. So maybe like a Raikou deck or Magnezone. We do Mulligan. Doesn't really tell us. Maybe they, I mean, there could be Jolteon in there. Alright, so we start Fennekin, which is obviously not what we want to do. We wanted to start with the Talonflame. And let's see though if we can do anything about it. Our opponent starts Shaman, so that's good for us at least. We see a Parallel City come down, limit our bench size, which we don't really care about. We aren't going to have often. Most of the time we're not going to have more than 3 bench Pokemon, especially if we don't start Talonflame. It's actually not possible. So we'd much rather them not send it the other way, because we don't want to have the reduced damage. Okay, so Jolteon Mega Ampharos. Alright. That is a thing, I guess. We just see attach and pass. So we're going to Ultra Ball. Discarding Lysandre Sycamore. Grab a Fennekin. We're going to Trainers Mail. Not grab anything. Trainers Mail. Grab Rare Candy for next turn. And we'll just pass. Would have liked to have gotten energy down, obviously, because we can't Psystorm next turn now. But we will get the turn 2 Rare Candy Delphox. Unless they NS. We see a Spirit Link come down. They did play Sycamore turn 1, so we'll see if they have something this turn. Okay, Mega Evolve, and do they have a supporter for the turn or attach energy? Looks like they're probably going to go for the Sycamore, yep. Let's see, so it has 220, it does 120, and then it can do 50 more. So, I mean, they're going to knock out, well, actually, that doesn't knock out our break, but they would paralyze us, so, kind of interesting. Let's see, we are going to go for the Rare Candy, and unfortunately I think we're going to just have to discard this other Delphox. We can get it back with a Super Rod though, and we'll just go for the Sycamore. And there's Talonflame that we wanted before. We're also going to evolve to a Braixen. Our hand doesn't look great, but we are going to at least be able to just do a Flickering Flames this turn, which is good. We also have, see if they can stay asleep. They do, which is good for us as well. We also have the Escape Rope, which could be helpful if we break Evolve, and then they paralyze us. We could Escape Rope out of it, which would be great. And does look like they attach a basic. We know they also play Max Elixir though, so it's possible for them. Well, actually they can't. And now it's not possible because they don't have any basics on their bench. They could play Mega Turbo. They do play Mega Turbo. They've already discarded 2 of them though. We do see another Sycamore, so they're really digging through their deck quick. Discarding N and a Hex Maniac. And do they have a switching card? Do they have a way of getting... Or do they have a Mega Turbo? So Trainers Mail. What are they grabbing with this Trainers Mail? They grab a Max Elixir. 220 damage is a lot of damage for us, though. But they do have to attach a lot of energy. So, okay, we just get a Fire Energy. And because of that, I don't actually want to take the knockout here. I actually just want to Flickering Flames again. Hope we can keep them asleep. And we do. Because we don't have a good hand. We need to draw into some more stuff. So Psystorm just wouldn't be helpful at this point. We could actually Escape Rope at some point, maybe. That might be a good idea. Mega Ampharos has a pretty high retreat cost. So if we Escape Roped, they might send up this Mega Ampharos, which could buy us even more turns. They do attach, though, there, and they do get heads to wake up. We can take a knockout with Flickering Flames. Okay, we get an Ultra Ball. So here, I'm actually going to do Ultra Ball, discard Talonflame, and I guess we'll discard Fire Energy. We're going to grab the Break here, which they can't one-hit KO. And then we're going to Break. We're going to Flare Witch, grabbing a Fire. We're going to attach that to the bench Braixen. We're going to attach a double Colorless to the active. And we will be using Psystorm for the knockout, doing 200 damage. So you can see the damage output of this deck is pretty high. And we do get a Delphox and a Bursting Balloon. Delphox is good, a really good prize there. So what's probably going to happen is they're probably going to Exavolt. They're probably going to do 170 to us, paralyze us, and then we're actually going to be able to Escape Rope out of it. And then we'll be able to knock out the other Ampharos, which will be great. That'll be real good, actually. They put a double Colorless down, so just increasing our damage output, which is totally fine with us. We see an Exavolt. Do they paralyze? They do paralyze us. And that could be very, very bad for us, but it's not going to be because we are going to... Wow, get another Delphox. We're going to evolve to... Oh, did not mean to do that, actually. Whoops, did not mean to do that. It's not that bad, though, I don't think. We're just going to... let's see. Yeah, actually, this is better this way. Because what I want to do is actually Escape Rope. We're going to Flare Witch. And we're going to take the knockout with the one that's not a Break evolution. Yeah. And then we can also put a Bursting Balloon down. And we can put down the double Colorless. I guess there's not really a reason not to. And then we can Psystorm. And this is going to be a lot. Doing 300 damage. Okay. Doing 300. And, right. We'll grab 2 prizes. So this way, they have to kind of like choose. Do they want to paralyze us or not? If they don't paralyze us, they don't knock us out. If they do paralyze us, they do knock us out, and then we get to retaliate. So we're pretty much guaranteed. Now, I guess one bad thing would be if they got a Lysandre and knocked out or benched. But I think we'd be able to retaliate. I'm pretty sure that we've got this game in the bag. which is kind of funny. I mean, obviously, Mega Ampharos is not a main archetype or anything like that, but just showing off that we can do huge amounts of damage and take big knockouts, even against Megas. We do see a Lysandre, so that was the situation I was not looking forward to. But I think we're going to be okay. They right now only have 190 on them, so let's see. Got to do some math. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's see, do we have a Skyla? No. I guess we're going to go for the Sycamore. So, I can either attach... Oh, okay. I think I'm actually going to dig for the double Colorless. Because if we get it, we get the win. And, okay, we got the win. We can Delphox break. We can see if we had... I don't think we have any more energies left. Nope, we don't. But we will be able to get the win here with the double Colorless and using a Psystorm. I'm not sure exactly how much we're going to do, but it's going to be a lot. 180? Oh, no. We're just shy. Okay, alright. Got a little bit overzealous there, I guess. I thought we had that. If we would have had an energy left in the deck, we would have been fine. Though we didn't draw into Super Rod, so we couldn't get our energy back. So we are going to see an Exavolt here. And they're gonna paralyze us, and then they'll knock themselves out. Okay. Yeah, I guess we were pretty safe then. That was kind of funny. I wonder if they realized they were going to do that. So anyway, yeah. So we did get a win there. Kind of a funny deck. We'll definitely do another game, at least one more game here. Working our way to that full art N. When we get our third full art N, that'd be great. So we go up against Ace Pilot Dave. We see a Dark, and let's see, Dark Psychic Colorless, which is probably like maybe Dark Tina or something like that. We see Max Lexer double Colorless. Maybe it's just a speed dark deck. Maybe it's the Mew. Oh, it might be the Mew deck. Like Mew and Yveltal. Might be that deck. Because they would play double Colorless. And let's see here. We did mulligan a second time. Can't remember. Were we going first or second? We are going second. So we really want to get that Talonflame this time. Talonflame start would be very, very good here. And what have we got here? Opponent is choosing an active Pokemon, which I imagine can't be all that difficult. But, okay, so we do see put down active, and we will go again for another 7 cards. We get a Fennekin, and oh my goodness, we did not get the Talonflame yet again. Which is very, very disappointing. So, what are they going to start? They do start an Yveltal, which is kind of nice. This is kind of a good matchup too. They do get the Fighting Fairy Belt though, which does put them at 210 HP, which will be harder to deal with. We'll Level Ball here. Oh, okay, we actually got a Fennekin. Let's see, do we have the Ultra Ball? We can get, yeah. So we're actually going to grab another Fennekin, I think. I could have waited and then got a Braixen next turn. That might have been better. But what I'm going to do here is just grab another Fennekin. And then next turn, we'll get the Rare Candy. We'll probably Flickering Flames if possible. That's probably the course of action I want to go for. But maybe keep them asleep. They do play the Paralycity for us to do less damage, which is the smart way I think that they should do it. They do get a knockout with an Evil Ball, and we're going to send in Fennekin. We're going to... Okay, we actually got the Rare Candy, so that's good. We'll Rare Candy the active. And then, unfortunately, we will be getting rid of a break here, but I think it's going to be for the best because this way we can get a Braixen and then we can Sycamore, and we just need a Fire Energy, which we didn't get. Shoot. That's disappointing. I guess we'll put a Bursting Balloon on the active. I don't really want to attach energy, because if we can get a break next turn, that'd be a better way of doing things, because then we could just, we could still Psystorm with a Flare Witch. And then we might actually be able to get, I don't know. And maybe we could have attached to the bench. That might have been good too. I don't know. It's kind of awkward, but if they attack into the Bursting Balloon, that's what we want to see. Almost wish I wouldn't have got the Braixen, because then we could have just got a double Delphox. That would have been really good. Okay, so see an Ultra Ball. So if they do attack into, see Mew, if they attack into the Bursting Balloon, then that's very good for us. Will they just do a Y Cyclone? Perhaps. We see a Ninja Boy. Okay. Wonder what they're going to Ninja Boy into. Maybe a Darkrai? Oh, Fright Night Yveltal? Okay, so that way, I mean, then neither tool works. So I feel like that was actually a misplay. Or, I don't know, I'm not sure why they did that. It just seems really odd. So we'll put down an EXP share. We'll put down a Delphox, and I know I'm taking a bit of a risk, but if we get the break this turn, we're in a really nice spot. So we'll be able to get a knockout. So we'll just Sycamore away this hand, and we do really want to get that break. We do get an Ultra Ball, great. So we should be able to get a break. Actually, maybe I should have Super Rodded first. Hopefully there's a break in there. There is one break. Okay, almost made a huge mistake there. Okay, so now we are going to be able to... This is great too, because now our Bursting Balloon will last another turn. So, opponent really helped us out there by switching into Fright Night Yveltal. It was not the greatest Ninja Boy decision, in my opinion. So we can't even get back three Pokemon yet, so we won't do that. We'll just do a Psystorm. We are going to do... Oh, only 100. Oh, okay, I forgot about the stadium, and we're still a little shy. But they won't get a knockout on us, though, which is great. So we're still in a good spot. I still think it was just not a good decision by my opponent to do that. That Ninja Boy. I mean, if they went back into... See, because if they went back into Yveltal... And, I don't know, it just seems weird. It just seems like that was a weird decision from them. Like, almost like they just... got the Ninja Boy because they could, or used it because they could. I don't know. Do you see the Max Elixir failing? We see a Versus Seeker for another Ninja Boy. So maybe they're going to go back into Yveltal. I'm really confused what they're doing here. They do go back into Yveltal. Okay. Very strange. I feel like they should have Sycamored that turn. Or, yeah. Yeah, because now they have nothing. I mean, they'll take a prize here, but then we're gonna knock out this Yveltal. So, and then Bursting Balloon should hit them. Okay, for some reason Bursting Balloon did not hit them. Is there some ruling there that I don't know about? So we'll get a break, we'll get a Fennekin, and we'll get another break, I think. Yeah, that seems good. And then we'll put a double Colorless down. We will Versus Seeker for, I guess, just a Sycamore. Maybe we can get another break this turn. That would be great. We do get a break. We also get a Fennekin, which is good. We will put down the Delphox break. We'll be able to grab an energy with Flare Witch. And we'll attach that to the Fennekin. So we really don't need more than 3 energy on one of our Pokemon, and then, yeah, we'll just go for a Psystorm. So they could Psystorm us next turn, but it won't do enough damage, so it's not a big deal. So we'll go for this Ice Storm. We will take a knockout this time, for sure. So we do take 2 prizes. We grab another break and a fire energy. Okay. So that's pretty good. Let's see. We do see the Mew. We see a Sycamore. Wow, so they got a good prize there. But they... What would they do with the Mew? They could, like, Evil Ball if they get an Evil Tall, or... if they get a Darkrai, they could Dark Pulse. It looks like they're going to Evil Ball us, which is, I guess, the best thing they can do at this point. But it's not going to get a knockout. As long as it doesn't get a knockout, I'm pretty okay with it. Now, depending on what we top deck, we might actually want to Escape Rope, bring up their Evil Tall, and then if we could not take a knockout, that'd be cool. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we actually wanted them to hit that Max Elixir, believe it or not. Because if they would hit it, then we could Escape Rope, and then if we got a Rare Candy or a Ultra Ball or Delphox, then we could have just taken a knockout with this Fennekin, like making it evolve into a Delphox. So they did miss that though. Oh, actually, we would still be short because of the stadium. I can't forget about the stadium. Actually, we see a retreat into Yveltal. That does not seem like a great decision there for my opponent. We will Level Ball. We're going to grab a Braixen. We could Skyla, but I think I'll wait. Well, I guess we could Skyla for the Ultra Ball. I'll just wait. We will Flare Witch. Well, okay, so that's our last energy in deck. But we are going to put it on Braixen, and then I'll attach. I guess I'll put the Bursting Balloon down just in case they try and get like. Yeah, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play down a bunch of my hand because if they N us. I don't know. It's probably not necessary. Oh, we actually don't have any Ultra Balls left. Whoops. Well, I guess that's fine then. I guess I'll just grab Sycamore. Or no, I guess I'll grab Versus. That's our last Versus Seeker. That's our grab Sycamore. Yeah, that's good actually. That's fine. Wasn't really paying attention to my resources there. And then this way... we could actually take a knockout on the Mew. That might be better. So I could Escape Rope, Retreat. Because Yveltal can't knock us out next turn. Mew is the only thing with energy. But I'll just Psy Storm here. That seems fine. I'll do 140. This way, we could always Escape Rope to force up the Yveltal. Okay, so this is interesting. We see Fright Night Yveltal come down. We see a Dark Energy come down. Can they get out of the active? Versus Seeker for a Sycamore? Okay. If they can't get out of the active, I'm not concerned at all, really. So, did I use all my Ultra Balls? Yeah. No, I have 2 prized. Okay. I'm not crazy, so I had 2 prized. That's kind of strange. Don't see that every day. Alright, so they just pass. Alright, we'll attach an energy to the bench. We will Bursting Balloon the bench. We will Professor Sycamore. Try and get a Delphox. We do have the other break in the deck as well. Just make ourselves a little more end-proof. We're going to grab... okay, we didn't get it. Darn it, we didn't get it. Alright, well, we'll just Psystorm. We will get a knockout. We will hopefully get the Ultra Ball here. That would be nice. We get a double Colorless and an Ultra Ball. Okay, great. So we have lots of energy. We're pretty safe here. I mean, yeah. I mean, we're in a really, really good position. Okay, so they could use Evil Ball to knock us out. So actually, an N and an Evil Ball would be pretty bad right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so they just barely do enough to knock us out with Evil Ball. Oh, but it looks like they don't have the Yveltal. Maybe they only played 2. Perhaps that must be the case. Otherwise, I'm almost sure they would have grabbed it. And we might just be seeing a Pitch Black Spear. And wow, okay, our opponent scoops to us as they realize they cannot take a knockout, and we're just going to blow through them with Delphox. So there you go. I mean, that's a pretty that dark Mew deck is pretty relevant right now. Pretty popular deck to be played right now, and just great to see that we can have success against that kind of deck, and also against the decks like Mega Ampharos, which you don't really expect to see. Alright, so we're going to get into one last game here. Going up against Dravenik. And we do lose the coin flip, so we really want to get that Talonflame, hopefully. And we do see a Talonflame, which is good. The rest of the hand is doable, for sure. Especially if we do get Aeroblitz. And these are some cool Yveltal sleeves they got. Let's see what they're playing. Carbink, okay. We see a Forest come down, so it could be a... it's probably going to be a Vileplume fighting deck. They do get rid of a Ninja Boy and a Ranger for a Zygarde, okay. We see a Fighting Fairy Belt come onto the Zygarde. We do see an end, so that's okay, I think, with us. The hand was pretty dead beyond the first few moves. And we do get not a great... I mean, this hand's okay, I suppose. Nothing too special. We do need an energy pretty badly. So hopefully we can get an energy. Alright, so we get a Sycamore. So unfortunately it looks like we're probably going to have to play that. We can Ultra Ball, discard Skyla and Delphox, just to make sure we do get a Fennekin out. Excuse me. We will put EXP Share on it, and then we'll just Sycamore. We need an energy, obviously. Alright, so we do get an energy. We get another Fennekin, which is good as well. Everything else looks pretty good, too. So, we're going to be able to Aero Blitz on our first turn here, which is great. We're going to need... We're probably just going to grab a double Colorless, because we already have the Rare Candy Delphox, which is great. We could grab like an N or something, but let's see. And most of our, I mean, I don't know if we're going to get item locked this turn or not. They didn't really get anywhere near the item lock, but we'll grab double Colorless, and maybe we'll grab a Trainers Mail. Just because we kind of want to discard the Trainers Mail if they item lock us, and if they don't, then we might as well play it. I guess I could have grabbed something particular with it. Like, I could have grabbed, like, Bursting Balloon or something that we could ditch. So they still have yet to get an Oddish down, though, which is great. We see the Zygarde come up. They're going to Lance Pulse, but we resist, so they only do 30 damage. And so we will be able to Rare Candy Delphox. We will attach the double Colorless, and I mean, I don't even think they can knock us out next turn. So we'll actually, I'll Trainers Mail first. Alright, we don't get anything good here, so I'm actually just going to leave it. And then I'll Aeroblitz And we'll just keep setting ourselves up for better and better turns. Since we already have the Sycamore, we'll get ourselves another Rare Candy Delphox, I guess. I mean, it's obviously not good if... And we could have also opted for a Rare Candy and a... Yeah, I mean, obviously if they item lock us, it's bad, but they just don't seem to be very close to that yet. And, okay, so they still don't even have an Oddish down. So can they get an Oddish down? That's kind of big. Wonder if they play oh, they do play Revitalizer, but they've already dumped one. So that's interesting. So we do just see just a Cellstorm. They do get to heal some damage off of them, but not that bad really. So here we're going to Rare Candy Delphox again. We're going to get a Delphox breakout. We're going to get another Fennekin out. And things are looking really good for us. And all it took was just a couple turns of arrow blitzing, and we've got ourselves in a fantastic board state. We could opt, so let's see, I won't Flare Witch yet. Or yeah, I guess I can Flare Witch because I'm going to attach this from hand. We'll Flare Witch, we'll grab a fire. We'll put it onto this Fennekin. And then I'll attach manually from hand to the break. And we'll just Sycamore. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So right now we're doing 140. So it's not enough for a knockout. And we could Bursting Balloon, so 140, 200. That's still not enough for a knockout. If they attack us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We might just attack again with the Talonflame. And there's no way they're going to knock out our break. I guess I'll play a Versus Seeker for a Skyla in the event of them. Yeah, just in case. And then I don't know. I suppose we'll put the Bursting Balloon down. Why not? And then here we get to grab whatever we want. So we'll Arrow Blitz again. They will take a knockout. It's really not going to matter that much. We'll grab a Break so we can keep getting energy streaming. And I guess we'll grab a Braixen. That seems like two good options. And the question is, can our opponent N us? I mean, they would really want to. Is he a Ninja Boy coming out? So I wonder what they'll... Oh, they do get an Oddish, so that seems like a good option for them. So are they going to get the... Are they going to finally get the item lock? Since they didn't N us, since they had a Ninja Boy into the Oddish, I think we're okay though. We don't really mind item lock anymore. We're so set up. We can kind of just stream through things. The setup is done. They let us get rare candies. They were too slow, and they let us use Arrow Blitz way too many times. But they will get a knockout, so that's something. So we see Cellstorm getting the knockout, healing damage from them, but also taking damage off the Bursting Balloon. And of course, we get to retain the energy with that EXP share. So now we'll send up the break. We will evolve to Braixen. We will evolve to a break. We will attach a double Colorless. We will Flare Witch. Grab an energy, attach to this break. We'll Flare Witch again. Grab an energy, attach to... Yeah, we'll attach to that one again. And I guess we could Sycamore at this point. Doesn't hurt us. So we'll Sycamore. We might be able to get ourselves our Delphox. Looks like we didn't, but I don't think it really hurts us. So here we can Psystorm for a knockout. And we're going to do a ton, yeah, 240. And this is really good. So I think our opponent just got off to way too slow of a start. And they weren't, I mean, thanks to resistance, they just weren't really damaging our Talonflame hardly at all. And we're pretty much end-proof at this point too. I mean, we're going to hit everything really hard, and I don't think there's anything they can really do about it, especially if they just keep attaching energy. We're totally okay with that. See just more Carbinks coming down when they send up a Carbink as a sacrifice. If we could get a Lysandre, that'd be great. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Could Sycamore, but I don't think it's worth it. We can Flare Witch again. It's probably also still not worth it. We'll just Psystorm for a knockout. And we're doing 220, which is actually not quite enough to knock out that Zygarde. So if we hold off on the Flare Witch and maybe get a surprise Flare Witch late, then we can... Okay, well, they're just going to add damage there by themselves, helping us out, which is fine with us, too. Maybe they end us into the Delphox. Nope. Actually, I'm not even sure. The Delphox might be prized. Alright, so we see them send up an Oddish as a sacrifice. We're going to do like 500 damage against this thing or something. Yeah, we won't play anything else. We'll just Psystorm. We do 480. Not bad. Not bad at all. And let's see here. We got a Super Rod. Not helpful, but not bad. We're just way too far ahead at this point. They can't do anything to knock out these 180 HP Pokemon. We see a Lysandre on the Braixen. If we need to, we can just manually retreat. Oh, it looks like he's going to go for a knockout, actually. Can we retaliate knockout? That's the question. Let's see. So we do get a retain energy. So I think we're going to be fine for the retaliation knockout. We send up the break. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're actually 10 shy. So we'll Flare Witch. We'll put an energy on, I guess, the active, I suppose. I don't know if it really matters too much. But we're gonna hope that we can get our last DCE here. And if we do, then we win. Yes, I realize it's less cards, but it's fine. And we do get it. So we are going to get the knockout here. Doing some absurd amount of damage, maybe like 260 damage or something like that. Let's see how much we're doing here. 260 damage. And that is enough to one-hit a Zygarde with a Fighting Fury belt. So that was amazing. So that's how you can kind of see the power of Delphox there. Especially when you get to Arrow Blitz a few times and get yourself really, really set up before you even start attacking. Delphox Break, just too much HP. Even Zygarde. I mean the damage damage output was insane. 1320 for the whole game there. We attacked. We had never really attacked for a low amount of damage with the Delphox, and that's the power of Delphox. So hope you guys enjoyed. Glad we could get out the Talonflame finally, and we'll see you next time for, well, hopefully next week we'll do another one of these decks. We'll look at another deck on a Talonflame Tuesday, I suppose we'll call it. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Hey guys, in case you didn't know, I always have the deck list for the featured deck in the description box below, so be sure to check that out if you're interested. Also, I've added this neat little end card to give you easy access to recent videos. If you want to check out my last deck analysis, you can click the video on the left. And if you want to see my latest pack opening, you can click the video on the right. Thanks for watching. Bye.